Since the Chernobyl nuclear disaster almost 30 years ago, some scientists have argued that human habitation was actually worse for wildlife there than the ensuing radiation. But there are reasons to believe that reality is a little more complicated. Take wolves, for example. Recent research compared wolf population density in the Chernobyl exclusion zone and in uncontaminated national parks in Belarus. Chernobyl's population density is 7 times larger in comparison. The populations of other large mammals studied, wild boar, roe, red deer, and elk, were at least as dense.
It doesn't say that radiation is good for animals, it just says that human habitation of an ecosystem is much, much worse than the biggest nuclear accident in history.
University of Portsmouth professor Jim Smith worked on the study. He suggests the Chernobyl exclusion zone is likely more densely populated by some large mammals because of the absence of humans.
Hunting, fishing, chopping down trees, agriculture does much more harm to an ecosystem than even a very serious nuclear accident.
But the nuclear disaster has cost the animals as well.
We've been looking at the small rodents, we've been looking at spiders.
This is biologist Timothy MOUSSEAU, who has spent a good portion of his career looking into radiation's effects on individual animals. He's noted decreased biodiversity, as well as radiation-related mutations, and tumors he sees in different species across the Chernobyl exclusion zone.
What we found is that the frequency of aberrant color patterns on the backsides of these bugs is directly proportional to how radioactive the area is.
MOUSSEAU has suggested that population explosions, like the one Smith's study documents, happen largely in animals humans hunt. Animals at other levels of the food chain haven't seen similar booms. MOUSSEAU told NBC News he thinks the recent wolves study is overly optimistic and that its authors are suffering from wishful thinking. He also said more research needs to be done to understand how radiation affects wildlife in the exclusion zone. For Newsy, I'm Sebastián Martínez.